You are listening to the first ever Baton Twirling podcast. This is the Baton Twirling Project. This week features Rachelle White. Rachelle took a 30-year hiatus from twirling, and after a few significant life events, she decided to pick up the baton again. Today's episode shows how baton twirling helped her through these events, helped her health, and find a renewed passion for the sport she loves. So tell me about your twirling journey and how you got involved in twirling again.
My name is Rachelle White, and I grew up in California in the Sacramento area and was part of the USTA organization. So 1980 was my last nationals. And so I did compulsories then. And now I'm having to learn them all over again because they have all the different levels, which is really nerve-wracking. I've never been so nervous in my life doing compulsories. But that was 1980, and then I twirled for my high school, graduated from high school in 85, and twirled for Sac State for a year after that. Okay. And then at that point, it was kids and babies and marriage, and all of that happened. And then in 2016, towards the end of 2016, was a really, really ugly divorce for me. And thank goodness I had Annetta Lucero, who everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, she's just my friend. I grew up with her. She's like a sister, and she was one of the go-to people that I called on. So I'd been talking to her during all of that time, and early in 2017, she posted about a show she was going to be doing choreography for in South Lake Tahoe. And so I called her. I'm like, okay, I'm old. I'm overweight, but can I do this? And she's like, yeah, it's all done in the dark. They won't even see you. So that got me back into it. I had to track down batons again because I realized I didn't even know where they were, and they ended up being my parents' attic.
Oh, wow.
And had been there for a good 30 years. And, of course, the tips were all gray and yellowed and dingy.
That yellow color.
So I was like, I can just replace them. And I tried to pull them off, and the weights came out with them. And I was like, nope, got to get new batons. So that got me back into it, and I did the show, and it was just amazing. I had so much fun, and being there with them, they all started talking about competitions, and they were talking about Twirlmania, which was totally new to me.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, they have an adult division. You know, you should go. And I'm like, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do one more competition before I'm all said and done. And I had a blast. And then I kind of caught the bug after that. So I went to a local competition, USTA here in Colorado, and then did my first state competition that same year in 2018.
Oh, that's so neat. I actually have a student who is starting in January, and she said that she was so inspired by you that she wants to come back. And she's also, I think she's in her 50s. I think you know her too.
Yes.
Yeah,
so, she reached out to me. She's like, yeah, I want to do it, but there's not really many people supporting me. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
they will totally support her.
Yeah, it's incredible. And, you know, it helped me go through a super, super tough time. It helped me get my health back in order. And it just keeps me moving and keeps my health like immensely better. I've been taken off of 3 medications.
Oh, great.
Just because I've lost a ton of weight and I'm active again. So it's a blast. I wish there was more involved that either come back or even take it up at a later age. Even that is awesome.
So what advice do you have for twirlers who may have twirled previously? People say, oh, I'm too old for that now, because I hate hearing that. So I want to hear what advice you have.
I totally hate hearing that because it's not about the age at all. It's about what you enjoy doing.
Right.
And there's no reason not to get out there and do something you enjoy, but it's all about having fun at this point. I don't get nervous when I'm doing solo or two baton or any of that. It's just fun. And it's like, if I drop, it's like, okay, whatever, keep going. You know, it doesn't, it's a totally different attitude, and it's so much fun.
What would you say is the hardest part about coming back now versus when you were twirling before?
Being dizzy. And I thought for sure I would get over it. It's like, oh, it's just because I haven't done it in so long. Once I start practicing, the dizziness will go away. You know, it doesn't. It does not go away. Once, I don't know what age it happens, but it does not go away.
Oh, that's sad to hear, because I remember when I tried a 3-spin, my muscle memory was there, but as soon as I caught it, I was like, I gotta sit down. I'm so dizzy.
It's like everything keeps spinning.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I used to be able to do 6 and 7s. Why can I not even do a 4-spin anymore?
So what are some of your future goals for baton twirling?
This year, because I focused on AYOP last year, which was amazing, and the group they were so supportive, and I had such a blast. And somebody had posted, I think it was right before AYOP Nationals last year, that USTA Nationals for 2020 is going to be in Stockton, California.
Ooh, nice and close.
And I was thrilled because my family is still in California, and my parents live maybe an hour drive from there. And, you know, they're both getting up there in age, and my mom's starting to lose her vision. So I'm like, okay, I've got to do this one more time so that she can see me compete. And even more exciting for me is the fact that the way they do the pre-trials program, where you do your compulsories and your freestyle, it's based on my current skill level.
Oh, okay.
So because all the other competitions, when I came back and I spoke to, you know, coaches and judges and trying to figure out, okay, what do I enter? They're like, what were you competing at when you stopped competing? And I'm like, you mean over 30 years ago? They're like, yeah. I'm like, well, I was advanced, but I'm not advanced now. So, but I've got one more level of compulsories, and then I'll be at the AA level. And I totally think that's where I belong. So I'm looking forward to actually getting to do freestyle finally and see where I do.
Well, that's great. I'm really glad that it's starting to become more popular again.
And I've had people reaching out more and more, and it's great. So, you know, I'm hoping to see more of them start actually coming out to the competitions. I know a few of them have started picking that baton up and starting a journey, and people are doing parades and local competitions, and it's exciting. The fact that it does help people with their health and their mobility, and, you know, even older than me, you know, when you get into the 60s and 70s and you're not doing anything, this is a great way to do something fun, and just keep your body moving. You know, it's a great activity it doesn't have to be high impact. Yeah. I mean, if you want it to be, sure. But if you can't handle that, just getting out there and moving is amazing.
Do you wear a traditional costume, or what do you wear when you're competing?
I do. And that's been a blast getting to have costumes made. Because, especially since I lost the weight. Years ago, yeah, I probably would have been like, give me a pair of shorts and a tank top, please. So much fun with it. And, you know, it was interesting because when I grew up in California, there were so many people. They were easy to find. They would do all the measurements right there for you. It's like, how do I even find a costume? How do I get one made? And having to do everything online and all the new technology and having to do your own measurements and send them off to somebody and hope that it fits when it comes back is pretty crazy. But yeah, my costumes are the normal of what the teenagers wear today.
Yeah.
Cover up a little bit more.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on with us and talking to everyone.
I'm glad you reached out. Yeah, it's exciting. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Baton Twirling Podcast. Remember, you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening to keep up to date with each new episode. We're glad you're here, and we hope to catch you next time.